Politicians have taken advantage of the ALMAJIRI children during election periods to perpetrate election malpractices. The ALMAJIRI system have lasted for centuries now. ALMAJIRI is a system of Islamic education practiced in northern Nigeria. The word ALMAJIRI is derived from an Arabic word, Al-Mahajirun, meaning a person who leaves his home in search of Islamic knowledge. The system is now outdated and abused. Anyone can get the Islamic teaching anywhere he or she is located. Parents of these ALMAJIRI boys sent them out not only for the purpose to learn Islamic studies, but due to poverty, they are not able to cater for their well-being. So they are sent out in guise of learning. You hardly see a Muslim in the northern part of Nigeria without Islamic knowledge. 80% of the Muslims in the north did not acquire Islamic knowledge through the ALMAJIRI system. Some top northern citizens, especially the dethroned Emir Sanusi Lamido, have severally called for the abolishment of the ALMAJIRI system that is no longer useful to the society, and he advocated for parents to only give birth to children they can cater for. His advocacy for men to marry more only when they can care for many children drew a lot of criticism from majority of the northerners. Adamu Garba, a former presidential candidate, is among the northerners that are in support that the ALMAJIRI system should continue. Instead of abolishing it, it should undergo modification. He also said that the system have produced rich men in the north. The Kaduna State Governor, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, on Channels News said that the ALMAJIRI system have outlived its usefulness, and as he was speaking, he said that the system is now abolished and the state government have reviewed a law that will completely prohibit the system. He also said that the Governors Forum, proud to the pandemic, have in plan to send all ALMAJIRIs back to their respective homes and prohibit the system. The pandemic just made the plan to be executed fast, and it's necessary to mitigate the spread. The Kaduna governor is right. The ALMAJIRI system is now outdated and it is not helpful to the society again. The disadvantage of the system is much greater than the advantage. The game politicians play during elections using the ALMAJIRI boys would change. Below are some of the disadvantages of the ALMAJIRI system to the society. First is election malpractices. Underage ALMAJIRI children were assembled to thumbprint and vote in the general election. Politicians use ALMAJIRIs because they are easy to dispose. They would collect any dime given to them, and it is easy to assemble them in large numbers. This practice of using the ALMAJIRIs in election did not start in 2019 election. They were also used in 2015 and other previous elections. With the prohibition of the ALMAJIRIs in the north, who will the politicians easily manipulate to carry out their planned election malpractices? They can hire anyone, but it will be difficult to assemble a large numbers without paying a huge sum. Some politicians, if they suspect that the voting is not going their way, they will employ the ALMAJIRIs now turn thugs to disrupt the election process so that a particular polling unit is cancelled. Most of the elections violence that happens in the north are caused by them. These politicians will not want the violence to be linked to them, so they hire thugs to achieve their sinister plots. And since they need the money and some have no conscience due to how they grew up, they indulge in the act of violence. With the recent news about the appointment of the ALMAJIRI system in Kaduna State and the plan to abolish the ALMAJIRI system in the entire north, there will be changes in the tactics politicians employ during election in the north. Secondly, thuggery. Some of the ALMAJIRI boys later grow to become thugs. Thugs are unguarded individuals who are hired to cause planned violence in society. Most of the violence incidents that happens in the north are caused by ALMAJIRIs now turned thugs. And thirdly, area of health. The Àmàjìris are exposed to all kinds of diseases. With less care should they fall it. Their only resources when they are sick is to hope and pray for the grace of God to sustain and keep them alive. They can be infected easily and they can also transmit infection easily to the society. You can imagine. COVID-19 is an example of how they can get infected easily and how they can transmit an infection easily. The government gave orders for everyone to remain at home so as to mitigate the spread of the virus, but they forgot about the Àmàjìris. The Àmàjìris can't stay at home because most of them don't have a home to sleep. Their parents are far away from them, and they must also go out to beg for food, and this neglect is what is causing the rise in the case of COVID-19 in northern Nigeria. Apart from Southwest, due to Lagos alone, northern states are more affected with the pandemic than any other zone. As at 4th May 2020, out of the active 72 cases in Kaduna State, 65 of them are Àmàjìris. Wow! That were returned from Kano State, from Kaduna Governor Twitter handle. This number is more than 70% of the total infected numbers in Kaduna. Presently, the Àmàjìris are the main transmitters of this disease in the north. They did not bring it to the region, but due to their way of survival, they are more exposed and they easily get the disease. These Àmàjìris are not fortunate to have home training, and they become exposed at a very young age to the society. Some are fortunate to grow and become great men. Some are not fortunate and they end up becoming menace to the society. The Malams they are sent to get Islamic knowledge from. Do not keep an eye on them 24 hours. What the Malams are more concerned with is to impart the Islamic knowledge on the Àmàjìris. How they move about searching for food and money is not their concern. It will be of great if the Àmàjìri system is prohibited in the entire northern state. Politicians will still find a way to achieve their goal, but it will be great if they will not use these children to achieve that. So guys, one thing is that if it shows the extent at which our leaders, the so-called leaders, the way they reason and the way they behave, they don't think ahead. Like I always say, they just think about when they are in office. That is just it. So any benefit that will come during their tenure, they are always after that. So after they must have left, it's none of their business. They don't they are not proactive. They don't plan into the future. No. Because for people who are deep thinking, they didn't think about this Àmàjìris, just like what is being said when they were telling everybody, oh, sit at home, sit at home. They've forgotten that a lot of problems that they have created, that is going to wait for them. Now, after they must have made all those proclamation or the order, whatever, or the policy concerning this COVID-19, they didn't think of all those things. That is the reason why they don't even do anything. They don't even plan ahead. They don't even reason ahead. They just think about what they're going to get at that particular time. But now, it's now evident now. We are talking about COVID-19, but it has brought in another thing. It has exposed another thing. It has been there before, but nobody seems to look at it. Nobody seems to even say, oh, these are the way we are supposed to go about them. And a lot of things are there like that. A lot of things. This issue of we don't even know the numbers, and it's a deliberate act. We don't even have data. We don't have biometric whatever. We don't even know who is who. We don't even know how many houses we have in the country, in the state, in the local government area, in the world. We don't know, because they don't want to do it. Who told you that these guys they know what they are doing? It still boils down to selfishness. It boils down to selfishness. Now they didn't know that this Àmàjìri issue will surface. Not quite long that this Sanusi has been talking about it, but not quite long. Now they are beginning to see it. And all of them, they've been living together. They've been doing all those things. They've been seeing the children on the streets. I don't know. That is the kind of life they want. But they themselves, they will sit in the car. They will not be waving them. I don't just even understand. And that's why other race will just be looking at us as if, are these people really normal? And that comes to the language Nnamdi Kanu usually use. They will just be looking at these people really normal. You just want to sit in the car. They will not be waving you. the god of the town, the leaders, they'll be waving, people not line up, they'll be waving you on top of waiting. On top of what? They say they are leaders, you can see the way they are being exposed. That meaning they don't even know what they are doing. They are just there occupying space, calling themselves governors, calling themselves leaders at various levels. Can you see how incompetent they have all become? Very, very incompetent people, because they don't think more than their nose. Some of them is just to steal money. That is just what they want. The money that would be supposed to be meant for the development of their area or their state, as the case may be, no, they will squander it. They will dip all their body, not even their hands or fingers, into the cookie jar. They will dip all their body into the cookie jar, and they will tell you there's no money. There's no money. But when you look at their own lifestyle, you know that there is plenty. Something that's supposed to be used for 100 people, only 2 people will hijack it. So you want to tell me that they always make noise? Oh, they get a vote in these particular places. Oh, they get votes in Kano. Aisha Buhari did not say all of these things. So the kind of life those children are living, they love it that way. And they will come, they will leave all of those little things. They are not little things, but now, because now they are becoming problem. It is now they know that they want to abolish this ALMAJIRI. What have they been doing before? It is this COVID-19 that has exposed them, their incompetency. And meanwhile, El-Rufai was telling us, so it was not because of COVID-19. If it was not because of COVID-19, why did you, when it was at least the only person that is exonerated, can be exonerated from this whole thing, is Sanusi, because he has been saying it even before this COVID-19. He had seen ahead, he had seen what is happening. He's been able to look into all of these things. Of course, majority of them know, but they don't want to speak about it because they know that they will be used to their own advantage. They will tell you, oh, Buhari usually have this thing. These are the people that have been voting for Buhari. Usually, all this, you want to, Keyamo will talk, come and talk. All of them will come and talk. You know that Buhari used to get 3 million, 1 billion votes. And from all those people, who are the people? But is it not the same people? The people that they don't take care of, the people that they have manipulated, people who do not know anything. And the funniest part is that everybody knows what the problems are. But some people will speak, some people will just look the other way. Somebody was saying the other day, this same Gaba Adamu, that is the pride of the North, the majority of the people come out from there, big men come out from there, influential people came out from the ALMAJIRIs. What is the percentage of the people? What is the percentage? Maybe 0.1%. You're telling us ALMAJIRI. Okay, maybe ALMAJIRI, the way they started it, originally, it could be good. But for people who really reason well, at the end of the day, if you see that, and things have even, the terrible state of this ALMAJIRI now, it didn't just start now, it's been there for a very long time, because the whole thing has been changed, and they didn't reason, they didn't think along that line. Like what we know now, that the Islamic teachers or the clerics, they call themselves, they don't even care, just for them to just teach them. That is another another level of wickedness. How can you just be teaching people and you don't take, you are not even concerned about their welfare? Because originally, the way it ought to be, you are supposed to, any parent coming to register their children, if you cannot bring their money for their upkeep or whatever that is going to take care of their welfare, you better take your child back. It is out of wickedness that even the teachers are even allowing them. Is that life? And oh my goodness, it's unfortunate. It's good that they are being exposed. All the things that people are saying, they will tell you, oh, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. Now, one Nigeria, you cannot stay back in your place. And like what this man said the other time, one of the videos I made about Àß0L1SH, these people, they are not pretending. They are not pretending at all. They know what they are doing. And the so-called leaders in the South, they are quiet. What are they doing? They are not saying anything. Because of what? Because of what they want to eat, because of power, because of a position. It's unfortunate. So let us see how far they are going to go with all this abolishment of ALMAJIRI, whether truly they are going to go about that. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let's have a take.